that's how the entire Dubai model is built on, which I call is the purest form of capitalism, because it's like you pay for what you use. You don't pay a tax because you made profits, but you pay if you're using electricity, it's not subsidized. It's at cost plus profit. You use it, you pay for it. If you're using space, if you're buying land, whatever, you pay for what you use. You do not subsidize anybody else. No other business is actually benefiting because you're paying a higher fee, because every business pays license fee, pays fees for employees. There is no discount given to anybody because you are from X company, or you're from a particular society class, or whatever it is, and that kind of makes it sensible for people to do business, because you're paying for what you're using. If I use air conditioning, I pay for it. If I don't use, I don't pay for it. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely love it. And then one final note on this, then I'm going to hand it to Max to talk about the built environment a little bit. I also really love the alignment of incentives that this creates, which a lot of people miss, I think. If you have a governing body which profits in a way, or which, put another way, is only financially sustainable if the businesses and people within that jurisdiction are also doing well, and they're also paying to use your services, which means you're providing value to them, and they in turn are providing value to you, then you have this alignment of incentives where the jurisdiction can't get worse, because if it gets worse, then it starts running out of money really fast. They can't just rest on their laurels and say, oh, exit costs are really high, it's hard to leave Dubai, and we have high taxes, so we don't actually have to do anything. People will just keep giving us money because they have to by law, because there's such a high tax rate or whatever. They can't do that, because the only revenue you guys are getting is real estate and then fee for service for these governance operations effectively. So I just love the alignment of incentives that creates. It creates a guardrail on abuse of governmental power that is completely impossible with words on paper in a constitution, in my opinion. Yes, those are important, but nothing can come close to the strength of that alignment of incentives.
And just to kind of reiterate your point, that's a model of many of these upcoming or very successful economies like Singapore, Hong Kong, and Dubai and the IFC, for example. As in, we would have a massive disincentive for every company leaving. As I was leading the business development and strategy team, then my KPIs were very clear. It's not just about getting new companies in alone. It's also making sure two things: the existing companies grow and the existing companies don't leave. So how do we make an environment that is effective and more conducive for people who not to just come in, but also to grow? Because their growth is the growth of the center, it's the growth of everything that we are trying to do. And the measure that we use eventually is not how many people work there, how many companies are set up. It is the contribution to the GDP that the financial district makes, because that's the most important KPI, and for any country or any economy, right?
Yes. One quick question, then I'm gonna hand it to Max. Do you know what that number is?
Well, when we did the last calculation, it was almost 3% of the GDP.
That is wild, because Dubai's GDP is massive.
$3 billion of incremental GDP, which was brought in from just a piece of land that didn't do anything.